This is where the horses run and chase the cows. I don't know anything about this sport, but the man that's in charge of it is a pretty good friend, and I'm going to be learning this. But we have a drainage issue here. We live this is in my area, I live around here too. We have a very high water table and a very low land area here where there's always water. Standing water is always a problem around here. So the plan today is to, we're digging a trench down this runway and we're shaping it, kind of funneling the dirt towards the center of the runway a little bit. And then we're going to put a French drain in. There's my truck and trailer that I brought my excavator over with. And here's some of the cows that I don't know if these belong to Ivan or not. I'm going to be digging another trench over here today. This is the horse farm, horse ranch. It's kind of a friend and somewhat of a neighbor, about a mile from my house. And I dug the footing for all this stuff that he's built here. He does rodeos, and I really don't know anything about horses and what kind of events they do in Mexico with this sort of thing, but he designed all of this. He's a roofing contractor, and he designed all of this. And I did the trenches, and then he and his guys built the walls. And this is my first time back here since he did it all, other than having to deal with a septic situation about a month or so back. And he's talking with another contractor right now that's gonna be running the Bobcat, it looks like, and he had me come over with the excavator. And he wants me to come back and do some drone videos next time he does. We didn't have good communication, so I just did a flyover with the drone from my house, which is over that way, about half a mile across the fields there. But it's about a mile driving, maybe a mile and a half to get here. I didn't know this was like 3 or 4 feet below grade. But he's got a drainage problem with water collecting in there and not getting out, so he's going to do some French drains or something. He's got a plan, so he's got me here to dig. We'll get some drone video of the next event a month from now. We talked about that on the phone yesterday afternoon, I think it was. But that's the fellow there on the right with the kind of reddish or brownish colored shirt. He's the owner of all this. He's the mastermind. He says he wants a trench about 3 feet deep, about in the center. We don't have to measure anything out. All the way to the end. He's been discussing it with different people, and this is what he pretty much decided on at this point. just going to do a French drain. Someone who doesn't know what a French drain is, it's kind of like laterals on a septic system. Dig a hole and put a landscape fabric in it, fill it up with clean rock. 2-inch rock is a pretty good size. And it'll hold a lot of water, drainage water, and expose it to the walls, the side walls and the bottom of the trench to let the dirt take in that extra water that's draining out. So you're feeding all the extra water that would be creating mud up here on top. We're feeding it into a lower section of the ground down below. I'm having a little trouble digging in this sand. I thought it was going to have more dirt than that, but I think it's almost all sand, just a little dirt on top. You look at the sides keep falling in, and it's filling up with water pretty quick. Not filling up, but you can see water's in there. And the sides keep falling in, and I keep crawling forward trying to dig that back out, but I'm going to wind up falling in there. Just kind of wet sand. Sand is easy to dig in, but it won't hold its shape. Well, I hit a wire that was hiding down there. I didn't know about it. A wire and a water pipe running side by side. At least there's no water pressure on the water pipe. If the wire was hot, that won't hurt nothing. Just throw a breaker. But we're making a little progress. Looks like I veered off course a little bit. Didn't have any marks to follow. We're making progress. Getting close to the end of the line that I'm digging. There's the wall there. This guy on the bobcat is kind of banking that up a little bit on the edge. And there's Ivan over there bringing loads of rock over. Well, we got the trench dug. A little bit crooked, but we're just putting rock in it. Did you know I had a flying camera? I just dug that trench a while ago. They're having trouble with water sitting in it and not draining out. Oh, that looks like my renter there. Yeah, he's my renter. It's his older brother that runs that horse ranch, that horse farm over there. They're filling it with rock. The video can hear what I'm saying here, but since the camera's half a mile away, I can't get any sound from over there. So what have you been up to today?
Nothing much.
Out riding your bike, I see.
Not much. I've been trying to get a car.
What do you mean get a car?
That's what I said.
Are you trying to buy a car?
Yeah. For my wife. I ain't gonna do it now. I gotta get some money.
This is good practice for me. Learning how to control the camera and knowing which way to push which button while it's... Wish the light would stop going dim on this screen because it's hard to see out in daylight.
Yeah, they charged me $250 to change oil on that.
On the motorcycle?
Yeah. $250.
It doesn't cost me that much for mine. Of course, I never had it done.
Yeah, anyway, I'm about ready to have to go do one.
You're about due for that, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm going to raise the thing up so we can see what the rest of the trench looks like. So I can quit going the wrong way with the tilt on the camera. They're pretty close to done. They only got about 20 feet left. Well, they've got to wrap the fabric, the leftover of the fabric over the top, and then they got to put rock on it.
I'd go sit over there at that damn place for 3 hours and then give them $250, you know. Told me it's a hard motorcycle to work on.
It might be, I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to run the thing back home.